Students submitted a new proposal to the Prime Minister, Parliament, and the Ministry of Education aimed at resolving their demands in a faster time while also urging that the academic year not be lost. Prime Minister Rama accused pedagogues of abetting the boycott of instruction at universities, calling it an intentional act while stating that the university fees for excelling students and those with economic assistance will have their fees reduced by half. During a visit in Kavaya, President Mehta spoke to the media about his decision on the non-decree of Ditmir Bushati and the deputy from Kosovo. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Wednesday, the 9th of January 2019. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Oliver and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. Residents of Gjirokastër woke up to find their city covered in snow. It is reported that the Gjirokastër Kakavi National Axis remains blocked and no snow removal equipment has been used to clear the roads. Snow precipitation also touched in the Korça district and all axes are passable only with snow chains. The precipitation in the city has reached 10 centimeters of depth, while in the mountainous areas the depth of snow is 20 to 25 centimeters. Axes around the area are only passable with snow chains due to the extremely low temperatures and ice on the road. In Lushnja, temperatures above 2 degrees Celsius were registered during the night period, and there are no reported frost or road problems. Snowfalls in Dibur also caused difficulties in traffic circulation due to the density of snow. In Logara, the road is currently passable despite all the snowfall, and the road authorities are working diligently to keep the normal levels of traffic flow. Meanwhile, referring to the weather conditions, 3 schools in the Vlora district have not started teaching. Particularly in the village of Kuchi, the school has not opened instruction due to the cold weather conditions and an earthquake a few days ago. Nor did schools in the Anonic and Varvranisht village open today and allow students to attend class due to the frost. In the municipalities of Delvina and Finic, there was snowfall during the night hours, while in the early hours of the morning, precipitation transitioned into rainfall. As for the axes in Muzin, drivers are only allowed to cross with chains. Due to poor weather conditions that were not in their favor, some students decided to take their protest inside the university faculties. Many stood outside the auditoriums and pulled out the tables and chairs, while others, just like the previous day, chose to attend lessons out of fear that they will lose the academic year of instruction. Others challenged the rainfall and marched towards the Ministry of Education, where they demanded a comprehensive solution while throwing smoke bombs. They also submitted their own schedule referencing their request, in which the fulfillment process includes a faster time compared with the deadline set by the Prime Minister. Its main goals are the abolition of higher education law and the immediate increase of investment in universities. For its part, the Ministry of Education has brought to the attention to the secretaries of the universities to make the necessary announcement for students benefiting from the decrease in fees, but also the availability of scholarships. Following the Ministry of Education, the march continued to the Prime Ministry, where students announced that an additional request to not lose the academic year be had. The protest will continue on Thursday with another boycott of lessons, but also another march towards various institutions. Prime Minister Rama has accused professors and university heads of encouraging the boycott of instruction among students. The head of government also considered the decision of the Council of Ministers as intentional by the secretariats of the faculties. The Prime Minister underlined that for the cycle of the bachelor studies for all students, they will pay only 50% of the fee required for this year. The Prime Minister stated that the government will pay 50% of the study fee for all students without exception, including those with low academic standings of grades 4 and 5 for this academic year, giving them the opportunity to be upgraded for the following year. I will pay 100% of the study fee for those with exceptional academic standings with grades 9 or 10, for families with economic assistance, for those students with disabilities and other specified categories that will be eligible to receive a study scholarship of 100,000 lek in the upcoming months. Despite the reality that the government is there to help students financially, this fact has not yet been relayed to several secretariats of the universities. In my opinion, this is intentional, and the aim is to misinform students. I have heard from many in communication with the universities, and I have read messages from students on how these university pedagogues are not willing to give lessons. There are pedagogues who refuse to continue teaching even with students present in the classrooms, and in fact, the majority of pedagogues want to teach. However, there are many pedagogues who prefer leaving students on the streets, skipping lessons because they would rather sit down and drink a coffee, said Rama. Regarding the request to reduce fees related to the master's program, Rama said that it will be beneficial to reduce the study fee in half for all students with high academic standings, those who come from families with economic assistance, and others. A little bit later on this year, we will have the study fee for the master's program for those students who have grades 9 or 10, and for those who come from families with economic aid. Others will pay the full fee, informed Rama. Prime Minister Rama guaranteed that the requirements of the students will be fulfilled within the month, and the University Pact, which will be published, will go beyond the 8 requests. The statements made by the Prime Minister took place at the first meeting of this year's platform for co-governance. The message of the Holy Father, Pope Francis, this year was devoted to politics with the theme, "Good politics is the service of peace." The Metropolitan Archbishop in Shkodër distributed the Pope's message through the annual activity Good Year Shkodër. As in the letter addressed to the deputies of the Albanian Parliament, Archbishop Angelo Masafra again repeated the Pope's appeal that politics must work for the common interests of the people and not for the personal interests of those in power. The Father Nicola Petani of the Orthodox Church delivered his message stating that Shkodër should not experience the same situation in 2018. The language that politics inscribes within us every day on screen does not do any service to the country, nor does it do service to the formation of a new generation, stated Nicola Petani. He went on to demand that no one should stop in search of his or her own rights. We ask the Lord that Shkodër does not experience what happened during 2018. I have a call for all politicians to please take a breath and calm their tone, because if we want to raise our children politely and they hear these insults, we will have a negative future in Albania. We pray to God that for 2019, we will see a year of peace, hope, and education, concluded Father Nicola Petani. The activity then followed with an artistic program focusing on the messages of peace and tolerance. A few days before the expiration of the deadline for the decree of the new ministers and the dismissal of Foreign Minister Ditmir Bushati, the head of state Ilir Meta delivered a statement from Kavaya that everything will depend on the response that the institutions will provide with regard to the required information. Meta said that he is fulfilling all the constitutional obligations of the presidency and that for all new names or new figures with prospects of becoming a new minister, there is a verification process in place to evaluate their integrity in order to respect the responsibilities of becoming a minister as a very important constitutional institution. When asked if it is part of a restructured plan within the duties of a president to not decree the dismissal of Ditmir Bushati and his deputy, Meta replied, "I am fulfilling all the constitutional obligations that the President of the Republic has in this case. As you have seen, all the proposals are immediately confirmed by the politicians of the Assembly as they serve as filtered representatives with public integrity. For all new names being promoted as ministers, it is becoming a normal task with many responsibilities to verify their integrity in order to respect the institution of a minister as a very important constitutional institution," stated Meta. This morning, Shkodër was covered in snow that fell throughout the night. The thickness of snow in the city was over 15 centimeters. The municipality of Shkodër has taken measures to remove the snowfall with 5 plows in the city. 2 snowplows have been working on the road of Prekal, and the municipality of Shkodër says that it is nearly ready to take care of the whole situation. Furthermore, the municipality of Shkodër has deployed workers to create access for the students so that they will not have to miss any problems for school. All school entrances are cleared of snow, while additional work continues in all axes of the city with snow removal and equipment, salting treatments, allowing the movement of residents in Shkodër. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Vora News, thank you and good night.